What's up, guys? Today we have a lot of crazy stuff going on in the raid community. A lot of it I can't really say too much about because they don't really want it being talked about, and that is the potential changes possibly maybe to the fusion because she's acting in ways that was shown but is not how they wanted it to be acting. I don't know, guys. It's crazy stuff. Maybe we'll find out in a few days what changes are coming or are not. There's also some Leonardo Heroes Path event. There's a Heroes Path next week that is not going to be for Leonardo, but the event's coming close to an end as far as the whole TMNT collab, so everybody's wondering, where is Leo? So besides Plariel making more shard events tomorrow for Leonardo, we really don't know. But what I do know is I farmed a ton of dragon, and that's what today's video is going to be focused on. I also have a question to ask you guys after I go over this. I got 48,000 points, I spent 50,000 energy, and I made 628,000 CVC points. Now, the energy spent, I said, was 50,000. And when I purchase energy, I typically purchase it for as close to 250 energy per dollar as I can get it. Now, this will relate to the question I have in just a moment, but this pack right here, for a spender, I think is pretty decent. This is going to be 17 refills times 130 plus 2650 divided by 20. It's going to be 243. Now, this other pack right here is a very regular energy pack. This one is not so good of a value. Let me open the calculator up again. We got 48 times 130 plus 2800. Divide that by 40. Now, this is going to be 226. Not as good. Of course, I'm saying 250 per dollar is where I like to shoot for. You get free energy refills, all that kind of stuff throughout the week. So that's just what I'm saying. The reason why that's important is because 50,000 energy divided by 250 energy per dollar would put it at $200 if you wanted to put a price tag on this. Now, I did use some of my content creator perks, so 1,500 energy there. I purchased some energy a long time ago. So this wasn't a, few days ago thing I decided. This has been energy I've saved for the last few months, but essentially $200 value is what you could give this. The reason why I want to talk about that, though, is because this divine speed set just popped up. This, if I was to purchase all 5 of these, would be 150. Now, for a comparison, energy farming versus divine speed farming, I guess you could call it, I would be kind of interested to see which one gives me better results. The artifact sets are actually a pretty good value for what you're getting compared to farming the dungeon, but I want to hear from you guys. Is it something you would actually be interested in seeing? Because unfortunately today, I don't have any gear to actually show you me rolling up. I recorded 2 videos. One of them right here, I had RSL Helper crash in the middle of the night when running it. Woke up thinking that my gear had filled up my inbox and I had sold half my stuff. Thank goodness I did not, but I was a little bit worried about that. This video ended up being an hour long, and I was upgrading more than just speed sets, which I'm going to get to in a little while. And then after that video, I did another hour-long video going through and upgrading all this stuff, cleansing all the gear, and I'm looking back thinking, I really don't think you guys would enjoy watching that. So what I've done instead is I kind of summarized what I've gotten, and I have all the pieces that I kept screenshotted up here. Now, a few things before we get into this. On top of the gear is you're also earning silver. If you were doing solo farming, you'd also be earning experience. Now, the silver I earned was 80 million in the first 30,000 energy, and then I guess about 40 million in the next 20,000 energy. I would have done better if I had the Forge Pass up and maxed out during this, but I didn't, so it's not a huge deal. Now, with that said, if we open this up, a few things to keep in mind is I would roll all 6-star legendary plus pieces, so legendary or mythical, to see if I got a quad roll, and then I would rework it if I did. Speed sets, I would rework triple or above. Now, reworked triple or above, epic on 6-star speed pieces, though I had to get very selective with this because I actually don't have any more epic chaos ore. Now, I could use legendary chaos ore, but then when I have to rework legendary pieces, I won't have any more. So there were points where I had triple roll pieces, like right here, for example, that I could not rework it, but I actually had a different piece that went triple. I did rework it and actually got this piece. So when you're doing reworks, especially if you are limited on chaos ore for a specific rank and rarity, be very careful when you're reworking. You can take it up to level 13, level 14, level 15. something to symbolize, hey, I want to rework this piece in the future, but don't just spam reworks all the time, but also don't save them forever. I see tons of players doing that. But tips and tricks on reworking isn't the focus of this video. Now, some slots, I had plenty of good rolls, and I did not keep triples in those certain pieces. What I mean by this is things like specifically gloves and shields, I believe. I had a lot of good stuff. Now, weapons, not so much, but gloves, I had a lot. Matter of fact, I actually sold some triple rolls that a lot of you would have kept, specifically on a chest plate. I got a lot of triple roll chest plates here, triple roll speeds. Now, a lot of them are flat stats, flat main stats. So those, outside of just giving me more speed, aren't that special. I actually rolled a triple flat attack that I ended up selling because it was a minimum roll of 20. It was a flat attack. I already have one of those. It's not going to be especially useful for anybody else. I actually have 2 of them. So like, you know what? That's just wasting space. I'm going to get rid of it. And then some slots like helmets, I have not many triple rolls whatsoever. The craziest part about this is I accidentally sold a triple roll helmet in the video, which I'm not going to show you guys because I was talking and not paying attention. I clicked through my stuff and boom, it was gone. And I regretted it because I only have 2 triple rolls. Granted, one of them is a quad roll technically, but still I'm very limited. So some sets that I had a lot of good rolls on, I didn't keep those specific pieces because there's really no reason to. I did keep all 5-star mythical pieces, plenty of 5-star mythical ore, so I'd give it a rework whenever I could. If it was a random set, I don't care. If it quad rolled or quintuple rolled, I would go ahead and rework it. I didn't get anything good from that, but if it happened, I was going to do it. I kept all 5-star pieces as well, looking for potential quads in either speed or crit rate, because quad rolled 5-star pieces aren't that bad, even if it goes to speed specifically. Let's go to equipped. We're going to go to substats, speed, quad rolled. I have 1. It's 24 plus 3. That's a pretty solid speed piece there. Now, I literally only have 1 in my entire account, but it is still there. Now, with that said, let's check out what I actually got. ChatGPT expected that from 50,000 energy, I was going to get with 3x speed on, I would get about 1.5 triple roll speeds on a speed set, and then no quad roll speeds. ChatGPT was wrong. So this piece is pretty good. Not a great speed roll, but a very solid piece. This piece may be eventually reworked, but to be honest, this is a solid piece as well. I actually had tons of solid pieces that I sold that majority of players would have actually kept. This piece, triple roll speed, so that's 1, already beating the odds of ChatGPT's expected rates. I got this triple roll, so I actually had 3 triple rolls on weapons in speed set, which is kind of crazy. And then I got this piece. Like I said, I was keeping all the different sets, triple roll with some accuracy. This is not a good set for these stats, but some speed and accuracy double essentially isn't too bad. Most players would use this. I was kind of on the fence. I may not actually ever use it, but I kept it because I needed something. This piece, triple roll speed, would not have been kept if it wasn't for the HP percentage there. That's actually a really good stat to have in general. HP or even defense percentage gloves with speed, very good. Honestly, even crit damage with speed or crit rate are worth keeping. Broken sets, you can fit those in and it'd be fine. We got a quad roll speed here, which happened to hit the lowest stats. I rolled this piece literally right after I finished rolling all of my speed set gear, and then boom, the first one I do in a different set, it hits quad roll speed. Man, this would have been so much better on a speed set. However, this was all 5 rolls, so it can go 5 to 6 on each roll. It was quad rolls, so essentially 5 rolls in total, each one of them only going 5, so the absolute bare minimum. The maximum would have been 30. Now, the next piece was right here. This one's just good because of the extra speed over there, but speed boots and speed set, hey, you really can never complain about those. This was the triple roll speed, HP percentage. Originally, it was like flat attack with a weird main stat. I reworked it. I actually said in the video, hey, I want this to be HP percentage with a triple roll speed. And lo and behold, it's exactly what I got. Unfortunately, I'm not posting that video though. For this piece, it's a double roll speed with accuracy and HP percentage main stat. It's not bad whatsoever. Definitely going to keep that. It's not the fastest piece, but these are good stats. This piece, this is purely for speed. Now, this one kind of on the fence about because I just so happen to have plenty of triple roll speeds on flat main stat pieces. Defense, we have defense, only one with attack. But a triple roll speed, it's not too bad. Though that piece isn't really needed for me. If it was HP percentage, defense percentage, any other percentage main stat, without a doubt, a keep. This one, kind of on the fence, which feels weird about saying. Either way, the next thing, we got a very solid shield potentially. Will I actually use this? I don't know. It's a good damage dealer shield, but my damage dealers typically are wearing things like Merciless, Savage, Defense Ignore things, so this may or may not get used, but I had to keep it anyways. This, a solid chest plate. I mean, resistance with speed and accuracy. It's a good support piece. This is one of those that, will I actually use it? I don't know, but the rolls went pretty solid, so I was like, you know what? I'll just keep it. Then I got some off speed set pieces. This is a triple crit rate, obviously with speed. Attack percentage that rolled into speed as well. I did not rework this at all. You can see in here, it was just, that's just how it rolled. And if things happen like that, it's perfect. So Ascension, no rework attempts. So it was just a nice piece to begin with, which I love. I love not having to rework or redust or whatever. The next piece, I got a 5-star piece here. I kept this because it matched the boots and I was wanting to be stylish, I guess. But to be honest, 18 speed on a 5-star piece isn't too bad. I guess it's pretty high rolls most of the time. I guess, what is it? 3 rolls, essentially, no, 4 rolls essentially. Could have been 20. We low rolled twice, not too bad. And then some decent crit rate there and crit damage. So I ended up keeping this. This will probably never be used on my account, but it's one of those that was kind of on the fence about. But if you're just a, mid-game, late-game player farming Dragon 10 hard, this would likely be used on your account somewhere. This piece, another one of those that I don't really need. It's crit damage with speed, no rolls in a crit rate. These are not really good. So very much, could have been sold. Probably should have been sold. Probably will sell, but was worth keeping, at least when I was going through initially. And then lastly, this piece. This is a good defense nuker piece. Once again, not really what my nukers are wearing nowadays, but double roll and speed. Defense percent main stat could be reworked into defense percentage there, potentially accuracy. Who knows what else? Maybe it goes flat attack and I just leave it there. But then we have crit rate triple roll at the bottom. This is a good piece here as well. So in total, I think I got 17 or 18 pieces with several triple roll speeds. We have triple roll here, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the quad. This is the second speed piece. Third speed piece. We had 4 speed pieces, but one of them I sold because I expected to use those videos. I did not include the screenshot, so there we go. But I did get quite a few triple roll speeds, and I made away with a quad roll speed as well. So overall, this was solid for me. I have a lot more gear cleansing to do, but hey, it's not too bad, and I'm definitely happy with the results. What it worked out to be is, I think the 17 pieces I said I kept was essentially 3,000 energy about per piece. The one piece sold, it's going to put it right around 3,000 energy per piece, which if you were to convert this to dollars, which there's no reason to do this, but just out of curiosity, $12 per piece of gear. Now, the reason why this is all especially, I guess, interesting to me with this Divine Speed set is because ChatGPT tells me, I think it's a Plarium employee, but I said, Raid popped up an offer for a speed set, $30, 6 pieces, 1 for each slot. How much would those 6 pieces be worth? And it says an apple to apples comparison. It gives me a whole bunch of other stuff trying to sell me on this. And it says that if you were farming during a 3x speed event, now take this into consideration. Divine Speed is not a speed set, so they're not going to mix and match. You have to have good rolls in other Divine Speed pieces. If you have a pair of Divine Speed boots with like a speed ascension, there you go. You can match it pretty easily. But speed set, you'll typically have better pieces to match together versus Divine Speed, unless you've bought Divine Speed in the past or you've gotten really lucky from the arena, which I actually did get really lucky from the arena a while back and got one of the best pieces on this account as far as speed goes, which for those of you who know, this account had purchased tons of speed gear in the past, but I think it was a weapon or a shield that I got a quad roll speed on. It's a shield, I believe it is. But I think there was also already a quad roll speed shield on the account. Let me sort this by speed real quick. There we go. Quad roll speed right there. Why is it not equipped to anybody? I have no clue. It is saved to a preset though, but this was pretty awesome. This was from an arena drop, not even a purchase thing. Either way, little off topic there. But if you have divine speed, this relates to you more. If you don't have much, then it will take a bit to get you kickstarted basically. So if 3x speed is active, it's still worth, that one pack is worth about 18.8 thousand energy, which to me sounded crazy because that would put it at, based on the math I did, $75 value. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? And if you're going to do 6 of them at that price, or 5, puts you way more money spent doing farming and dragon than getting those speed packs. Now, granted, it does boost the price quite a bit because this is 6 pieces from specific slots of gear versus just 6 random legendary pieces. Let's ask ChatGPT. Instead of making it 6 specific slots, just make it 6 random legendary pieces. This will put it back into, I guess, more realistic expectations as far as the dollars spent for the pack versus for farming. So if it's just 6 random pieces, the equivalent energy on 3x would be 7.7 thousand energy. For $30, it says it's still a very strong value versus farming, especially outside of 3x speed. So in general, that pack, if you're doing during 3x speed, would be the equivalent to about 7680 energy, which would be about at $250 energy per dollar, about $30, so right on target. So if you're looking at improving speed, these packs are decent. Now, it's if you're a spender. If you're not a spender and you just want good gear and you have some gems, do your dragon farming, do your farming in dungeons, because that is going to give you a lot of pieces from a lot of different sets as well. It's just specifically speed we're targeting here. Now, it does change if you're doing like Fire Knight and you want multiple sets. Well, then you have bigger chance to get more stuff from a smaller energy pool. So things change, different sets for different dungeons, but either way, let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see a video of me rolling up some sets of this? Do you like watching gear rolling videos? Either way, thank you all very much for watching. That is the breakdown of what I earned from this 3x speed event in Dragon. I did get a lot of speed gear. I also sold a ton of speed gear. My filters and RSL helper were very open, so I had a ton of stuff to go through, but that's what we came out with. So guys, thank you again. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.